Yes, I wanted to be the first lady mayor of Nagpur because my father, Barrister S.K. Wankhede, have you heard of the Wankhede Stadium, cricket stadium? That's my father. He was the first mayor of Nagpur and then he was the mayor for 3 years. So it was my dream to become the mayor of Nagpur. Well, dreams don't always come true in politics, as you all see. And as my luck would have it, 1996 mayor was declared to be reserved for women. So that was my chance. And I was really striving for it. Till the last moment, till I went to the hall the next morning, I did not know that I was the candidate. Because the previous evening, there were a lot of permutations and combinations going on, and my people couldn't achieve the number that they had to achieve for majority voting. And therefore, at about 12 o'clock in the night, two of my friends came and told me that we are not very sure if you will be the candidate. And well, I saw my dreams crashing down. But well, it was had to be that way, where it had to be. But then my friends did work the whole night, and the morning when I went to the hall, I was told that I was the candidate. So that at least one step was achieved. But then, as luck would have it, my opposite person was also Kunda. She was Kunda Gajbhiye, and I was Kunda Vijaykar. And for different reasons, it had to be told to so many people that नीचे जाना नीचे वाला है उस पर लगाओ उस पर क्योंकि it was unfortunate to say, but some people were illiterate, they didn't know कि कुंदा गजभी है कि कुंदा विजयकर है. मैंने कहा नीचे वाली है उस पर ठेक. Well, it happened and I was elected the first lady mayor on 30th of June 1996. That was the last year of a 5-year term. We all corporators had a 5-year term, and that was the last year. During that year, my friend, relations with all the members of the corporation, the corporators and all, was very, very good, very good. And I was absolutely sure that when I would take the chair at the first general body meeting, people would appreciate it and people would welcome me there. The tradition used to be that before the mayor took the place for the general body meeting, the mayor would invite all the party leaders. They would discuss the agenda first, and after discussing the agenda, then the mayor would take the meeting. That day, when I was to take the meeting, I invited all the party leaders, and about 2 of them did not come. And that was a sure shot indication that the meeting was not going to be a smooth meeting. Actually, because it was my first meeting, I had prepared a very good speech, thanking everybody who helped me and seeking the support of everyone there. But then when I went there, the picture seemed very different. The corporation meeting always started with Vande Mataram. And after Vande Mataram, we would take up the agenda. Just I was touching the agenda, there was a lot of hue and cry from the house. People started all sorts of things and started saying they just would not let me go ahead with the agenda. And as I told you that the meeting started with Vande Mataram and ended with Janagana Mana. So when they started all this problem, I tried to calm them down. I told them, we will take up your issues and we will sort it out. But no, they were just not ready. I waited for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. But when they just would not listen, I pressed the Janagana Mana bell and I got up for the national anthem. So everybody else, wherever they were and whatever they were doing, they had to drop all that and stand for Janagana Mana. And that is how my first meeting went off. Well, I was very, very, I felt very bad because after having very good relations with everybody for 4 years, this to happen that day on my first meeting was something which was not at all expected. All the way, we went ahead. And then, of course, I adjourned the meeting sine die. That means still I would call the meeting again. So there was no period given to that, but I had to call the meeting some other time. Then we went along with the works in the corporation. In corporation, every corporator is given a fund for the betterment of their wards. It's called the Corporators Fund. And when I was in the corporation, it was 2.5 lakhs of rupees to be spent in a year's time. Other than this fund, the mayor is given a discretionary fund. And generally, what happens is that the mayors usually give that fund to their party and they, for their this thing. And almost the other people don't get the funds. So, mayor, in consultation with the chief of the ruling party, they distribute the fund as and when required. But I was given a training by my parents that politics should be limited only to the election platform. When you're contesting for some post, let the politics be limited to the election platform. And once you are elected for that post, then work very fairly and squarely for the whichever commitment you have taken up. So when I got my discretionary fund, along with my own party leader, I gave a sizable chunk to the leader of the opposition party also. And that I think is something which you all must always also learn, that you are also going to be going ahead with something or the other. Wherever you go, whatever you do it very fairly and squarely, and do not give any negative feelings for anybody in your mind. That is what I achieved, and what my parents had always told me, and that is what I did that time. Now, going back, I must just tell you one thing, that I was a member of Jila Parishad also in the year 1972. And that time we got an extended term of 7 years, and I was there from 72 to 79. That was the time I got a lot of opportunity to work in the rural areas. And what used to happen was that my father, when he came to Nagpur, he was also from elected from rural area. He was a minister in the government of Maharashtra. So many people used to come and visit my father, talk to him and all that. So I used to, when they used to come, I used to tell my father about their personalities. This man is like this man says like this man's behavior is like this, his nature is like this. And then I found out that me and my father agree on almost everything. So then one day I asked my father, when we are agreeing on all such things, why didn't you tell me beforehand only that such and such a person is like this? Why didn't you make me aware of such people? So they said, no, I will never prejudice you. You form your own opinion. Now that we agree is another thing. But wherever you go, you should not go with a prejudiced mind. Go with an open mind. Form your own opinions. And of course, if somebody agrees with you, you can always consult them as and when you want. I was in Bombay. I taught in St. Xavier's College. I used to teach chemistry. I came to Nagpur and I joined Hislop College. That time, Hislop College was very notorious. So when I joined the college, I was told so many things about Hislop College, and I was definitely they made scared me to go there. And subject like chemistry with all the chemicals in the lab, and you don't know what will happen. Likewise, they told them also that this madam has come from Bombay, so be careful. So both were sort of at daggers and when we would saw each other. But then I had remembered that no, I will not go with a prejudiced mind. Let me figure out how the children were, and the children were very nice. They were very good, just like all of you. You all are nice. Children, students, they are all always very nice. So that was one thing which my father taught me, that never do anything with a prejudiced mind. If you are starting something new, go with a very, very open mind. Now, coming back to mayorship, generally people expect some development from the mayor, and that kind of expectations are there. But as you know, the mayor personally has no powers to do anything. You can maybe work out on some problems, but ultimately it is your officers who are the signing authorities. But there you have to have very good personal relations with everybody, and also in the town if you want to do something. So accordingly, I did what I could do in that thing. But I lost a lot of time because there were two main elections coming up, where there was the MP's election coming up, and there was the next corporation election coming up. So because of the code of conduct, I lost almost 6 months. And that time I had shifted to the cultural side of the cultural side, where I had invited Lata Mangeshkar to Nagpur, and we had given her a grand civic reception. Just I was saying that what is expected of the mayor, that betterment of the city. But do you know what was expected of me? One day when I was in the office, one gentleman came with a bag in his hand and he told me his story. He had lost his wife and he was going around Nagpur telling people to come for the 13th day. That day it was pouring cats and dogs, and the water was flowing everywhere and all that. And this gentleman, while going somewhere, put his foot in the manhole, and his manhole, and he lost his shoe. The shoe slipped off, and the leg came up. So he came with the shoe, and he said, "You are the mayor. This is the shoe. Get me my other shoe." Now that is lost in the manhole. You find my shoe. I said, "My goodness." Now I didn't know that was expected of a mayor to find the shoe. Well, anyway, I called my health officer and I told him, I said, this gentleman is such and such a thing has happened. He has lost his shoe. Kindly put your team to work and find his shoe. The health officer gave me such a horrible look. He said, whatever, what are you asking, ma'am? I mean, is it possible? I said, no, we have to help him. I mean, at least put him to ease and all that. Well, the gentleman went away. Then everybody started thinking, what do we do? I asked the gentleman to give me 2 days time. I said, in 2 days, I'll find your shoe. And then after he went away, everybody started thinking, now what do we do? How do we find a shoe? So everybody said, let's get some small, child, this thing that your shoe has shrunk because of the water. Then somebody said, why not get some tattered chappals or something that the rest of the shoe has been washed off and only this sole has remained. So all sorts of things were going on. And well, we came home. Next day when I go to the office, my health officer comes with the shoe. He says, ma'am, we have found the shoe. I said, what? I said, this is too much, get you finding the shoe. He said, in the manhole, it got stuck in one place. So they retrieved the shoe. And this gentleman, when he came, I still remember his name, he was one Mr. Thatte. He came and we gave the shoe to him. My God, Mr. Thatte was overwhelmed. He didn't know what was happening because, anyway, this could never have happened, that the shoe should be recovered from a manhole. So, as I say, what all can be expected. One day I was just sitting at home, and at about 1 o'clock in the night, a phone call came. When one of my daughters went and received the call, he said, हमारे यहाँ के खंबे का लाइट नहीं लग रहा है. So he said, now what is expected of the mayor? तो बोले नहीं, अभी मेयर है तो खंबे का लाइट तो उन्होंने चालू ही करना चाहिए. तो मैंने माई सिस्टर सेड, आपको खंबा चढ़ना आता है क्या? तो बोले कि हाँ, हम चढ़ सकते हैं. तो फिर आप बोले चढ़िए और जरा थोड़ा सा हिला के देखिए, हो सकता है जरा लूज कॉन्टैक्ट होगा करके. But such things also one had to face. Well, I always thought that you have to keep your cool, you have to keep your calm, and then do whatever you have to do. But something has to be found out. One day, because of my good relations with the people at the press, one day I got a call late night from the press. Tomorrow, the next day was another general body meeting. The opposition is not going to let you enter the office tomorrow. They are going to all gather there at about 9:30, and when you arrive there, they are going to stop you from entering the office so that you don't hold the general body meeting. I said, well, so what I did was that I went to the office at 7 o'clock in the morning. I entered the office, I went and sat in the office, and I sent the car away. And the opposition people just started coming at about 9:30 and all that. And for a long time, they were waiting, the mayor kab aayenge? When will the mayor come? When will the car come? And there was no sign. And about 5 minutes to 10, I rang the first bell for the meeting. And they were all aghast. I said, ye kahan se ho gaya? So they were, she has come on the hall in the 7 o'clock in the morning only. So they all, such things, different things happened. So as I was saying, I shifted my work to cultural this thing. And Lata Mangeshkar had visited Nagpur in 1951, and she had a program in the month of May. That time she was not well and she couldn't hold the program. So there was a lot of gadbad in that program and lot of stone throwing and all that. And Lata Mangeshkar left Nagpur with a very heavy heavy and a very angry heart. And she had decided not to ever come to Nagpur. When I was the mayor, I wanted Lata Mangeshkar to come here. It so happened that in one of my programs, Mr. Hridaynath Mangeshkar came, and he came and presided over that function. So I requested him, I said, can you get Lata Didi to Nagpur? I said, I know she is angry, but now so many years have gone by. So please get Lata Didi. So we persuaded her and all that, and ultimately she did come to Nagpur. And we had a very grand civic reception for her. It was held in the old VCA grounds, and about 300 policemen in their normal clothes, they were posted all through so that nothing would happen. And when she came and the program was over, Hridaynath Mangeshkar told her, he said, you are standing here, everybody thinks that you should sing. And she sang for Sairam. So Nagpurians did get a feast of music from her also. So as I said, I had already lost 6 months. In the 6 months, whatever I could do, I have tried to do. And well, I really wish that now people have 5 years term or at least 2.5 years term. At least if I had got a 2.5 years term, I could have achieved so much more. But it was, well, not to be. It was just a 1 year term. But I'm satisfied with whatever I did. And I feel that, well, some of you also can go ahead and become lady mayors of Nagpur. And I'm sure you'll do very well because you are much more advanced in different fields than we were. So I'm sure you'll all go do very well. God bless you. God bless you.